I I I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. Do I need to say something about this one? Do I? Oh. Welcome to Law Venture, a channel devoted to lawyers and future lawyers. My name's Jarrett Stone. I'm the owner of Stone Firm P LLC, a law firm that we're going to be focusing on today. And more importantly, I'm getting obliterated by allergies. It's been a 14-week nonstop blowing my nose fest, which sounds like a party nobody wants to go to. So I sound extra nasally compared to what I usually sound like. So I apologize to the viewers at home. But don't let the allergies fool you. The watery eyes that I have going on right now, those aren't from allergies. Those are from emotions, strong emotions, because in this video, I may be breaking up with the only law firm logo that I've ever had. In fact, this is my baby. This is something that I created 3 years before I decided to go solo. It was something that I wanted to spend the time to create in order to put it out in the universe that one day I would start my own law firm. When the time came for me to actually start my own law firm, the logo was sitting on my laptop, ready to go, ready to be on top of my website, ready to be on the letterhead, ready to send the message that Stone Firm PLC was ready to rock, which is the only thing that came into my mind in that moment and is completely corny and something I should probably cut out. Yeah, that pun was not intended. So to achieve my goals, I ended up going to Fiverr.com and found 2 logo designers that not only fit the style and aesthetic that I was looking for, but they also fit the budget as well. So the first logo designer that I ended up hiring caught my attention for a couple of reasons. First, she was relatively cheap. She was just under $100 for her premium services. And second, when I looked at her previous work that she posted, I liked it. Crazy enough, within 24 hours of me paying for the services and also answering the questionnaire, I've already received my 5 high quality logo designs. So the question is this professional logo designer able to pull off what I need her to pull off? Let's find out. Here it is in all its glory, the very first one. I can tell that she's trying to go with the modern approach, right? This text with Stone Firm PLC, it's a little bit too futuristic. Like this M has a little bit too much going on with the M. It looks like we have a pillar with scales of justice coming out of the pillar with some type of layer on top of the pillar with then, I believe, is a stone and not a piece of cheese. I'm not too impressed with this one. Okay, logo number 2. Maybe we have another set of pillars with a minimal scale of justice, potentially? I don't know. And a star above it. I don't know if that's supposed to be like the Lone Star State, Texas, which is where my law firm practices. But other than that, there really isn't too much of a personal touch. There's this weird white circle, this white dot that I'm not really sure why it's there. Maybe she forgot to put the white dot over there to kind of create the symmetry. Not really a fan of this one either. Logo number 3. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one either. I don't really have many words because I'm not trying to roast somebody's professional gig, but the stone that's going on here seems more like a gemstone instead of a rock. My hope going into getting these logo designs would be like love at first sight. Like in order to break up with my hard-earned original logo design, I was hoping to see something that's like, oh, boom, there it is. But what I can tell you is, boom, there it's not. It's not there. I I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. Do I need to say something about this one? Do I? Oh, I can't tell if the scales of justice are on the rock or on the stone, on the boulder, or if it's like growing out of the boulder, or if it's like a Excalibur having to pull the scales of justice out of the stone. I don't know. I'm curious. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts when it comes to the image of Stone Firm PLC the scales of justice and a boulder. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. This one is one of those, like, maybe it's so bad that it's a great talking point. Maybe it's a logo that you incorporate as a way to get the conversation going. But the question is, how does that conversation go? Does it go south very quickly? Probably. The last one here, Stone Firm PLC with an S and an F in the middle. Oh man, I feel like I think I wasted $100. I think she went 0 for 5. I mean, it's text. I could have typed this on Word, I think, but we still have another logo designer. This one is the $150 one, and he's hopefully gonna come through because we are 0 for 5 right now. It is not looking good. Okay, so we're looking at the first thing that pops up in this file, and I really like what I'm already seeing. This is very promising, and it looks like the $50 extra that we spent together, because if you're still watching this video, you're in it now, is well spent. I'm hoping we haven't peaked quite yet with the very first image, but I like this. In particular, I like that what's going on in the background is like a stone texture, which kind of really, keeps with the theme in a very clean way. My critique, and it becomes more noticeable whenever you have this background going on, is that in the background, the stones that you can see are very round, right? These are like river rocks. And the stone from the logo is very sharp and pointed. And so I don't know if I like the logo less because of that, or if I just don't like the logo with this image. I can always replace the image with another image if I need to. Same logo, different style, which I'm all about. If I were to try and just like quickly update and upgrade the law firm website's logo, I would take this image and just throw it on there because it's already white in the background and black text and a black image. And this is great. Let me know your thoughts on this one. This one is a contender. This one is probably more on brand with the original one that I created. There's something about it that I just don't like. I mean, it looks like, to some degree, it looks like a leaf. And I know we're going abstract here, so we want it to be clear. Or it looks like something that just like shattered or is broken. Like the lines inside don't really give it the depth of a stone. It just kind of looks like cracks. Okay, now this is interesting. This is different. The stone looks like it is the fulcrum. Am I saying that right? It's the fulcrum of the scales of justice. I don't know how to react to this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how this sits with me. This is very legal and is very relevant to a law firm and incorporates the stone. I think my critique is that it's, again, the stone itself is very pointed to where it almost looks like a diamond. My thought is maybe make the scales a little bit smaller and round out the stone itself in order to make it a little bit more proportionate. I don't know. I like it. I just don't know if I love it. I just don't know if it's the best possible route to go. But we have revisions that we can do. I'm gonna let this one simmer. And here we have a stone. We have an actual stone that looks probably the closest to a stone, or it looks like a cave. That's the thing about abstracts. Like you have to look at it. You have to pause for a second. You have to see, okay, how can this be taken out of context, and how can this be misapplied and misinterpreted? It's a lot like trying to come up with a kid's name and trying to figure out how other kids are going to use that name to make fun of your kid. That's what I'm trying to do with these logos, to figure out how can somebody make fun of this. I don't know if I'm in love with this, but I like it. I mean, I think this is something that could grow on me. I wonder if there's a way for the O in stone to have a similar stone graphic be the O, to where they just take it and move it there, and then the logo itself is more like stone, and then firm PLC with the stone and the O. Yeah, that could work. I think it could work. This one has a little bit too much of a snowman vibe, and it's a little bit too rectangular for a stone. I think the natural stone is probably how I'm preferring these designs to go. Stone firm with the pillars, and it looks like the pillars are made of stone and a very minimal approach. The 3 pillars that are being shown aren't doing it for me. They're giving me raptor vibes and not stone pillars. So this one doesn't work. This one I'm gonna throw out of the mix. Okay, so based on my initial reaction, these are the top 4 for me. What I'm gonna do now is send the top 4 to a whole bunch of friends and family and start getting some input from others. Okay, so the first reaction is in. I just had the conversation with a buddy. He says that his preference in order is 1, and then 3, and then further down 2, and then all the way at the very bottom, as low as he could go, 4. I just got the next response in the same text thread actually as the previous one. My buddy says that he likes number 1 best, which seems to be not a trend yet because we only have 2 people, but he says no other real alternatives to number 1, but if he had to make a number 2, it would be number 4. So yeah, a little confusing. So the next conversation's in, and this one's a good one. I texted a law school buddy from back in the day who's a partner at a law firm, and I told him I paid someone on Fiverr $150 for these 4 logos. What are your thoughts on them? He said, and I'm gonna quote him here verbatim, "I like the first one. He makes no mention of 2, 3, or 4. And then immediately texts back, this makes me so mad. We just paid someone like $20,000 to redo our website, and it's pretty meh." Okay, so this one is probably the most important conversation because it comes from the wife. Got to make sure that she approves. And she says that she likes number 1 and number 3. Makes no mention to number 2 and number 4, which I feel like number 4 isn't doing very well. Even though it kind of caught my eye originally, it is not performing well based on this audience here. Do y'all have friends that typically zig while all your other friends are zagging? I reached out to that one friend of mine and pretty on brand response that I'll read to you. I like the third one best by far. Only thing with the others is the rock shape seems random and unappealing. And I like the font on number 3 too. Number 1 is my least favorite. So complete opposite to what I've been hearing so far. The shape in number 1 is funny. It looks like a P upside down with a flat spot, and font seems like it's trying too hard. He goes, actually, block anyone that chose number 1. They aren't to be trusted. So look, I've received more text messages and more calls in order to talk about this, and I'm surprised to say that logo number 1 is winning by a landslide. Now look, the whole point of this video is not for me to workshop potential logos to the Law Venture audience members. That's just a happy byproduct. In reality, the point of this video is to use my law firm and my experiences as a guinea pig to show you that you can add a level of professionalism to your letterhead, to your website, and overall to your law firm by balling on a budget and not breaking the bank. I want to point out that this video is not sponsored by Fiverr, but I like to provide resources to the Law Venture community members and this audience to help make your life as a lawyer as easy as possible. If there are other platforms and other resources out there that are similar to Fiverr that you think this audience can benefit from, then please leave those in the comment section down below for others to consider. All right, everyone, that is all I have for this video. You know the drill when it comes to liking and subscribing. With all this said, I'll see you in the next one.